What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Game Week FC. My name is Travis. It's been a minute. I'm here with you guys talking about this past weekend, FPL, my team performance, and differentials. What you're looking at right now is my team from this past week. 80 points, pretty solid actually. This is probably the first time that I've had a above average, a much higher average than most. So I'm pretty happy with my squad, and really most of the success is because of Declan Rice and Iliman Njai. They both have terrific weekends. Holland, as always, cranking out numbers. João Pedro finally coming in clutch. I did make some changes this past week. I added Voltamade, and added Semenyo. So they had quiet weekends. I'm thinking about maybe getting rid of Voltamade. I think he's kind of tailing off. I don't know if he's going to continue the numbers that he started with. So, I'm pleased with my team performance. I jumped up a little bit in my leagues and ranks. So I'm pleased with that. Still got all my chips, so I'm looking to play those, maybe do a triple captain this weekend. I'm not sure. Let's look at the highest point total. Rodney had 135 points doing a bench boost. Pretty solid team here. Yeah, that's good. That's a good bench boost right there. Actually, a fantastic looking squad there. I might copy that. That looks very good. Well done. Well done, my guy. Look at him. He's in first place in all of his leagues. So well done there. Let's look at the team of the week. Lots of Liverpool, Arsenal players in here. Fulham had a good weekend. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. Guys, that's the team you want. But let's move on to our differentials, because that's the most interesting part of this video, and that's the part that I like talking about more. So here we are. If I just done my differentials every weekend, I think my team would have way more points than I've been getting. So without further ado, let's start off with our keepers. Jordan Pickford playing against Fulham at home. I think this game is kind of weird. I could totally see it being like a 0-0 game, or an Everton like 1-0, 2-0 game. So that's why I'm putting Pickford in there. Everton lost their last home game against Tottenham, and they didn't even score a goal. So I think they're going to want to do better this time. So I'm counting on the big man to do something. Let's move on to Areola. Areola is owned by 2.1%. I actually think West Ham could get a clean sheet in this game. I actually think that Burnley have the worst XG, and they have the worst XGA, expected goals against, in the league. And so I'm kind of, shot in the dark. Maybe West Ham get their... Is it their first clean sheet? I don't think it's their first clean sheet, but they haven't had one in a long time. So I think this could be a potential clean sheet for Areola. I think there's value in him being on 4.3 mil, only owned by 2.1%. Next up, we got Anderson for Fulham. I'm pretty confident in him. He's only owned by 2.8%. I'm pretty confident in him to get defensive contribution points at the least. Interesting fact about this matchup between Fulham and Everton is that the away side has actually gotten a result the past 5 times they've played. So I'd be very surprised if Fulham got a clean sheet. But this is just one of those plays where I'm kind of going against the grain, and kind of, could happen. But I'm really counting on him for defensive contribution points, and just the fact that the past 5 times the away side has gotten a point. Next up, we got Adrian Truffert for Bournemouth, attacking outside back. Statistics are that Aston Villa have one of the worst expected goal ratios in the league, and I could see Bournemouth winning this game and maybe getting a clean sheet because Villa still haven't exactly figured it out. They started to look better, but then they've kind of trailed off again. So I think Bournemouth's the better team, so I'm kind of just gonna throw him in there and hope for a miraculous Bournemouth clean sheet. But he's also capable of getting attacking returns, so that's why I've got him in there. Next up, we got another guy who could get attacking returns. It's Tyreek Mitchell playing at home against Brighton. I think both teams will probably score in this game, so I don't know if there's going to clean sheet, but he could get one. It's a shot in the dark, this one, but I don't know. I feel like Mitchell has more to contribute in the attacking third, and I think he could get a goal or an assist in this game, and perhaps maybe a clean sheet. If it's played at home, then a clean sheet is always on the cards for Crystal Palace. So I like that. I don't really need to speak too much about this one. Chalobah, 7.7% owned still. He's been playing pretty well, playing against Wolves, literally the worst team in the league. So playing at home, I see no reason why not to start him in hope of a clean sheet and maybe even a goal scored because he has been pretty dangerous. Nico Williams, 3.5% owned. Playing at home against Leeds, I see this one being low scoring. It could be a clean sheet potential. Nico Williams is pretty involved in the attacking areas for Nottingham Forest. I'm waiting for that classic Sean Dyche. I don't know how to say his name. I'm still waiting for that defensive masterclass from Nottingham Forest. It could be this game against Leeds. They could win 1-0, 2-0, could be 0-0. But I kind of like Nico Williams in there. Next up, Ismaila Sarr, 11.6% owned. This guy is just a threatening player right here. I could see him getting an attacking turn in this game against Brighton. I think he's due for one. I think he hasn't had one in a few games, so I think it should be his time. Jaden Anthony, I talked about this. Burnley is one of the worst teams in terms of XG and XGA. However, West Ham are not much better in terms of letting goals in. So there could be goals scored in this game. And I think Anthony is Burnley's main man. He hasn't been too active lately, but I think he is very capable of putting the ball in the back of the net against West Ham United. Next up, we got Cherki playing at home against Liverpool. He's coming off a 10-pointer. And honestly, Liverpool they just got a clean sheet against Real Madrid today. However, I still don't trust their defense. They have one of the worst XGA ratios in the league, surprisingly. I want to say they're either fourth or fifth worst. So I think City are going to score. I think they'll at least score one goal. I'm pretty confident in that. And I think Cherki will be involved. I think he is a difference maker for the City team. And obviously, I'm not going to put Erling Haaland in my differential team, but I think Cherki, only owned by 2.6%, is very valuable against this Liverpool team who are susceptible to letting goals in. Next up, we got Lucas Paqueta. Don't need to speak much about that. Coming off a 9-pointer against Newcastle. I think West Ham are starting to find it under Nuno. And I think they will perform well against Burnley. And I think there will be goals scored. So that's why I got Paqueta and Bone in this list. Next up, we got Neto playing at home against Wolves. He has been playing quite a bit for Chelsea as a winger. And I just think he's a phenomenal player. And I think he could make. I mean, he's playing against his old team, Wolves, so I could totally see him getting a goal or an assist and just putting his hands like, I still care about Wolves, but no, he's gonna tear up this team if he plays, which he should. Next up, this one is I mean, this is just shooting my shot with this one. He hasn't played. He hasn't played him since game week 3, but he is healthy. He's back. I could totally see this being a game where Wolves, or I mean Chelsea, are up. If he doesn't start, I could see them being up 2-0 and just letting Delap get his minutes. I think Delap could cause some trouble and get some points here. And this could just be a good experimental game for him to get more fitness. And I just think, I think it's worth the risk putting Delap in there against the worst team in the league. Bowen already talked about it. He's just a freaking beast. He's going to get, I'm pretty confident he's going to get points against Burnley. Lastly, we have Raul Jimenez against Everton. His form has been pretty good. And Everton have been known for being a defensive team. However, their XGA this season, expected goals against, has not been very good. I think they're 4th or 5th worst. They're right next to Liverpool, which is very surprising. And I think Everton are trying to play more attacking football. So I think that just means that Fulham will get their chances in this game. And I think Raul is going to be at the end of it. Okay. So I'm taking my shot with that. He's only owned by 0.8%. That is absolutely a differential in my mind. So 7.6%. But yeah, those are my differentials, guys. I see value in all these guys. Hopefully they do well. But good luck with y'all's teams. I appreciate you guys watching the video. And as always, like, subscribe. It would mean the world to me and my brother. And we'll keep cranking out content. We were a little slow this past week. I was out of town and just wasn't able to get the content out like we were able to before. So glad I was able to get this video out, and I appreciate you guys. So stay tuned to our upcoming videos. And as always, adios.